Congressman Bobby Schilling in our studio. This is our first face-to-face. Congressman, it's nice to meet you, sir.
It's good to meet you.
It's a pleasure to have you get up and get up in the time that you need to get in here early for us, because home is the Quad Cities.
That's right.
The 17th comes all the way down and fingers itself all around down in here. I don't even understand what your district is anymore. One time I said it on the air, and I got it completely wrong.
Yeah.
So what part of Peoria is the 17th?
We hit mostly the downtown area. We stretch over into the Pekin area. We roll all the way up into the Rockford area, Quad Cities, of course. But
so right now, are we in your district?
Yes.
Where we sit? Okay.
So do you still go through a couple of alleys and houses like south of Springfield, too? Or
Actually, they did a pretty good service to the 17th district, because now it's more compact.
Yeah.
We don't have to cut through Aaron Schock's district anymore. So it's actually pretty exciting for us.
So it's a little bit better than it used to be. I still like the Iowa thing of just blocks here and there, but no one wants to give up the power, do they?
Well, that's Illinois for you, and that's why we're where we're at today.
Yeah.
For folks who don't know, you give us the 60-second biography.
Just a small business owner out of the Quad Cities. First time ever being in politics this year. It's my first time ever serving. Just couldn't take it anymore. I was watching what was happening not only to our state but our nation, and decided that I've come to Washington, D.C. and bring some business sense in, and here we are.
And you have, I don't want to say unusually large, but pretty large family.
Yeah, Christy and I have been married for 26 years now. We have 10 children.
Okay,
and,
that's unusually large. Our producer Jessica there's 9 in her family, so we're used to being around those the conversations. 10 kids, aging in ages from what to what?
25 all the way down to 2 years old.
You are my hero, sir. You are my hero. And the business is a pizza business. And we were betting earlier today whether or not you would bring us a pizza. And now you've become our favorite person because you did bring us a pizza. So what's the name of your business?
Is St. Giuseppe's Heavenly Pizza.
How long have you been in that business?
About 15 years now.
Wow.
And let's dovetail those two together. The small businessman, the woman, makes up the backbone of this country, of this community, of Quad Cities, of every community. There are more small businesses than there are big businesses, and you can impact a country, a district, a town, a city, state, if you can help those people thrive. That's not really easy to do right now.
It's actually kind of difficult, and you're exactly right. The small business is the heart and soul of America. We're the ones that create 70% of the jobs across the land. And with everything going on, it's pretty scary for them right now. High gas prices, which adversely affects the small business. Regulations that are over-regulating, over-taxing, one thing after another.
Let's talk about over-regulation. What's very interesting that I always felt is okay, you have Democrats who oppose corporations who are getting away with this, and this. So they write Sarbanes-Oxley. They write this Dodd-Frank bill. They're going after the big corporation who has the resources to hire compliance accountants and lawyers and all that. But by the time all that trickles down, the effects on medium and small business is stifling, isn't it?
Exactly right. The small guy, even the small banks, they're just crushers because they can't afford to hire those attorneys and folks that can help them, travel through the course that's been put in front of them. So I think it's really imperative that we keep, we've got to have regulations because you're going to have bad players out there. Got to keep them in check. But when you got the EPA wanting to regulate farm dust, they want to keep the farmer's kid from running any machinery until age 18. I mean, who's going to take better care of the farmer's kid, the mom or dad or the big government? Right.
And let's talk farming for a second. The Farm Bill passed the Senate yesterday. The Farm Bill Farm Bill is to me like it's like Christmas, in that it always seems to be Christmas, and there always seems to be a new farm bill, even though I know it doesn't happen that way, but it takes so darn long for us to do anything on the current one, and now here we are. The Senate passed it yesterday. The House is not likely to do anything, they say, until way past 4th of July. Is that right?
That's right. They're looking at bringing it to the floor second week in July.
And why? And why the delay? What's going on in the House that the Senate was able to overcome?
There's several different things that are happening. One of the things is that we're looking at keeping safety nets in there, and removing some of the things out. Also, the farmer understands that, hey, we're in tough times. But I think the big thing is that 80% of the farm bill has nothing to do really with farm. It's more of a food bill. And for example, what we want to do is we want people that are out there receiving benefits to qualify for the benefit. Make sure that the person that won the lottery isn't receiving food stamps camps, things like that.
Which did happen. That was a story that did happen.
Yeah, a lot of abuse.
Means testing is kind of what you're meaning, right?
Well,
Exactly.
And one of those, I'll just ask you a point blank, is one of them drug testing?
One of them is not drug testing that we've seen so far, but that has been talked about. And anytime we talk about drug testing, we get pushback from the other side. So,
well, let me ask you this: there seems to be, and we've talked about this in the show before, and it's directly to link cards. There's a lot of people that are just flat out angry when they see somebody paying with a link card, and the intention of the link card, in my belief, is that try to bridge a gap. There's a work. What I see in my head when I see link card people is a family that's working, perhaps. I think they're working. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're not making a lot of money for whatever reason. And there's a gap. They've got a couple kids. They can't fill the gap. We step in as human beings and say, you know what? We'll help you. We'll help you put some food on your table. But man, there seems to be a growing anger about that. What's your take on all that?
I think the anger comes from the abuse that goes on, and a lot of times, I mean, there is a good chunk of abuse that goes on out there, and that's what we've got to capture, and that's why we need to go in and means test. Because here's the problem with the people that are abusing the system: is the neediest amongst us who truly need help, and that we need to be there for to make sure that they get the nutrition that they need. When you have people abusing the system, they're stealing from those people.
Okay,
and that's what we've got to capture.
I will not argue that, but I will say this, and I'll let you have 30 seconds to think about your answer. Then you've got wealthy people who take advantage of the prescription drug program.
Well, let's talk about that. Okay.
I'm going to tell him the question before it'll give you 30 seconds. I don't want to sandbag you. You got somebody that makes $500,000 but gets help from the government to pay for their prescriptions. Congressman Bobby Schilling from the 17th is in our studio. Your answer to that issue about the prescription drug program?
I think one of the things that we have to do is start to do some means testing, and that's one of the things we've been trying to push through the Ryan budget is means test some of the programs that are out there to make sure that the people that don't really need help with things, that and the people that do need help.
But see, that's where I think the hypocrisy of America will come just rising up. There will be such a uproar about that because, well, wait, what? I don't want to pay for my drugs. You said you would help me with my drugs, and it doesn't matter that you can pay for it. I really think you'll see an overwhelming pushback on that.
But I think there's going to have to be a point. We had a very smart guy call in. He says who listens to the show. He says, the average person only after about 3.5 years of getting Social Security,